but if I don't, that's how you know me. Welcome to our annual sports and co-curricular meeting that we do every year, that I get to basically talk to you through the activities code policy. I'll give you guys the packets and for the physicals that you'll need for the year. And then the tables over there are the schedules for all of our fall sports, sign-ups, just kind of little informational stuff. And then at the end over there is volunteering. Athletics take a lot of work to make them run well, so we need volunteers for different things such as line judges for volleyball, or the book or the clock. So if you can volunteer for something that maybe your athlete isn't in, that'd be great to help us out. So that's all over there. I'll go through that again at the end. But the first thing we're going to talk about is the activities code policy. It's real big. A lot of you probably didn't grab it. It's over there in that packet. It's also online if you need it. But I'm going to walk you through the important stuff that we want to hit. And then that's the big thing that you guys need to sign and say you agree to play sports and co-curriculars. So the first thing is the training rules and violations. These go for both athletics and co-curriculars, so any clubs you're in, these rules apply. So I'm just going to read through this section. But it basically says, no student may use or possess, distribute, or make available alcoholic beverages, illegal substances, paraphernalia, chewing tobacco, prescription drugs of others, performance-enhancing drugs, look-alike drugs, substances used in lieu of an illegal drug, inhalants, smoking tobacco, juul devices, vaping devices, or any other look-alike devices at any time during the student's activity or between successive activities in which the student participates, whether school is in session or not. And this includes times that the student's parents are present, and even if the parents agree to allow the consumption or use of that substance. So in our state, even though it might be legal to drink with a parent, if you're signing this, you cannot. It's against our policy. You will get in trouble if you do so. If you want to report violations, if you see somebody breaking the policy, just please remember that all violations shall be reported to a school official within 45 calendar days of the incident. Any community person, adult, or student may report a rule violation. The next thing I just want to point out is on the page where it talks about rules violation levels. So there are different levels. It goes from level 1, level 2 to level 3, and it gets stricter as each offense happens. And then the disciplinary consequences also get stricter as it goes. So if it's a level 1 first offense versus a level 2 second offense, it gets stricter as you go down. So just know that. A level 1 first offense would be suspension from a third of the season, and if the first offense the athlete admits to the offense, they then would get that cut in half. So if something happens, you guys are kids, if you make a mistake, something happens, please know that if you tell the truth right away, it cuts your consequence in half. So we have that honesty policy, so that's something to just make note of. Also, please know about the no-quit policy, which says that students will not be able to purge or avoid a consequence by participating in only part of a sports season. So if you get caught and you quit in the middle of the season, it's not going to go towards your suspension. So you got to stay in the sport the whole time. There is different disciplinary consequences for activities and athletics. So if you're in a club, it's not the same of missing a third of the season or a number of games. It's basically days versus games. So there is a difference in that. So please know that. There's also a no-quit policy for co-curriculars as well. There's a section about the transfer student and foreign exchange student. If you are a transfer student or you have a foreign exchange student living with you, please come talk to me because there's special paperwork I have to fill out for that. I think we do have that situation happening this year. So come talk to me. The next big part that I want to hit is the academic eligibility. We believe academics come first, so we are pretty strict about our academics. I'm going to read this through so you guys understand it. But all athletic and co-curricular participants will have their grades monitored weekly by the guidance counselor and the athletic director and the student. Students who do not meet the criteria set by the athletic director may be required to participate in our after-school study sessions. Basically, the grades at the end of the quarter, when that happens, a failing grade at the end of the quarter by the student requires suspensions from contests for 2 weeks and at least 1 game. Suspension due to failing grades begins on the date the report card grades are released to the parent and the student. A failing grade during your 4th quarter will carry over to your next school year. However, that student may enroll in a summer school class and complete twice the number of credits failed during the 4th quarter. And upon passing those summer credits, they may be eligible to participate in the extracurricular and co-curricular activities. A failing mid-quarter grade will result in the student being on academic probation for the remainder of the quarter. During this time, if a student has a failing grade in any class, which is checked every Monday, they will be eligible for athletic practices and/or competitions and co-curricular events for that entire week. Each student is required 1 hour of study table each day, either before school. Sometimes it's all what Rhonda Schultz is here, but sometimes she does before school. Sometimes she'll offer lunch and then after school. So you just got to get an hour in there at some point during each day. The next thing is the activity day and post-game day attendance. So we see it where a kid has a game the night, then doesn't show up the next morning at school. If it becomes a pattern, there is consequences for that. We expect you to be at school after a game night, basically. We expect you here in the morning. If we see that pattern, it'll be talking to me and the principal. So just please try to come to school. We understand things happen. You know, if you're sick the next day, we get that, but it's when it becomes the pattern that it becomes a problem. Obviously, we want to emphasize that you guys represent the school in your athletics and in your co-curricular, so we expect good student behavior from all of you. You guys know what that looks like. So that's in there too. One big thing is the cyber-narking section. Please read through that, but no phones are allowed in our locker rooms at any time. That's a big no-no. It's illegal, so please don't do that. If something happens and you're an athlete or you are in trouble for something, for breaking the policy, there is an appeal procedure. Your step 1 to appeal would go to the athletic council. A student and his or her parents may formally appeal the decision in writing to the athletic director, provided an appeal is received within 7 school days from date of the athletic director's decision. So that would be step 1. The athletic council consists of all of our head varsity coaches and/or the advisors of the co-curricular activities that the student participates in. And then after it goes to the athletic council, the next step, if you're still not happy with the decision that they have ruled, then you would go to the school board for an appeal. If the student and his or her parents are not satisfied with the findings of the hearing, a second appeal may be requested before the school board. The athletic director must also receive in writing a request for a third hearing before the school board of education within 7 school working days of the mailing of the outcome. So once you receive what the athletic council says, then you have 7 days to then request an appeal. And then, like I said, with student behavior, we also expect good parental behavior. The essential things we're looking for are sportsmanship and the 6 core principles: trustworthy, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and good citizenship. And then finally, if you agree to all of this policy, there is a form on the packet that I need over here if you guys need a packet. In the packet is a form that looks like this one. This is the most important form. It's basically you sign here, you and your athlete sign it. It states that you attended the athletic meeting, which is this tonight, or you watched the video. And then it also states that you agree to the athletics or an activities code policy. It's going to tell, you're going to say that you read the concussion form, which is also in your packet, which looks like this. This one. And then transportation release is in the top here, basically saying that you know there's a risk if you take your kid from games to transport themselves. And then also that you've completed your either your athletic your alternate year card or your physical. The alternate year card is the half sheet, the third sheet, and then the physical form, if you need a physical this year, is the white one. It says green on the sheet, but it's actually white, so just know that. So if you return this form, you sign it, your parent signs it, and you date it, you're agreeing to all those things. And then I'd actually need a copy of either your alternate year card or your physical form. And then that should be all that you need, and all that is required before you can practice. If you don't have your physical information and your activities code policy turned into me by the first day of practice, you cannot practice until we receive it. So that's basically my whole spiel. The other things that I wanted to point out is that we have all the schedules over there for all the fall games. Sign-ups are over there. Please sign up. We need football players, middle school and high school football players. If you're interested at all, please come out. All you one-sport athletes, become a two-sport athlete or a three-sport athlete, okay? So please sign up for that. We're interested in looking for people to play. We also need a couple coaches. We're looking for an assistant JV volleyball coach. And then we're also looking for a middle school football coach and a high school assistant football coach. So if you're interested in that, come see me about any of that. In the package also is a little Bobcat Athletic sponsorship. If anybody's interested in helping fund our athletics, it costs a lot of money, so we'd love that as well. And then there is an emergency contact form. If you could just fill that out for your athletes, so in case something were to happen, we can get a hold of you. And then the final thing I wanted to point out is this practice start dates. I'll kind of rattle through it, but high school football starts first. It's August 13th. We're going to do an equipment handout at 2 p.m. here, and then likely we will practice at Birchwood here that day right after. But from that point on, you'll leave the school at 3:30. You will travel to Couturier. We will provide the transportation, but you'll travel to Couturier, and then you'll return here at around 7. So 3:30, go to Couturier, you return at around 7. It gets shorter usually as the season goes on, but those first few weeks at the beginning, it's a little longer. High school volleyball starts August 19th. They will practice from 4 to 6 p.m. Middle school volleyball also starts August 19th. They will start 3:30 to 5 p.m. Middle school flag football, they will start August 19th. That'll be the same thing. They will ride with our coaches. They will leave the school at 3:30 and return around 7. We do have a middle school, high school dance team. So they'll start August 19th, and that'll be from 3:30 to 5. Our high school and middle school cross country, you guys will be starting on 19th of August as well, in the morning from 8 a.m. to 9:30, and that'll be Monday through Thursday. And with Friday practices possible, Coach DeVillers will let you know what his plan is with that. We're going to have a new cheer team for our football team. Hopefully we'll have some girls that want to sign up for that. You can do that as well as volleyball if you're interested in that. We're going to start off with practices from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on Wednesdays only, and then we'll go from there and see if we need more. We're kind of learning that, but that's going to start August 21st. We do have a cheer clinic that we're going to run. If you have any doubt about if it's something you might want to do, please come to the cheer clinic on the 12th and the 13th of August. So that's over there. There's a flyer. And then one thing we're going to do different this year is we're going to do all of our fall sports photos before the season starts. So we're going to try to get you guys uniforms right away, hand those out, and that'll be on August 22nd, and they start at 3 p.m. And Ashley, where are we going to meet for those? You know? We don't know where those are going to be, so I'm going to let y'all know that. Probably on Facebook. Another thing, please follow us on Facebook if you haven't already. That's where a lot of our things go. We try to send emails and all that and call people, but the Facebook's just the easiest and most convenient place. Physicals, if you have a physical on Thursday set up for the 3 physicals at the school, you need to have these forms filled out and signed by a parent before you come. So please make sure you have all that signed, ready to go. The coaches, our fall coaches, if you're here, want to come up here just so people